Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We want to talk about Ohio's sales tax holiday. It actually starts tomorrow, and it has been greatly expanded from what we are used to in the past. Let's talk about, first of all, what it was last year. Generally, it's just 3 days, and it's actually in the state law. It's in the Ohio Revised Code that says there needs to be at least 3 days a year, and it must be the first weekend in August where all sales tax is suspended on certain items and with a cap. This is really aimed at helping parents and families who need to buy school supplies and clothes for kids to go back to school. But it actually allows for everyone to take advantage of this, whether you have kids going back to school or not. In the past, the clothing item, whether it was shoes, a belt, pants, a shirt, had to be $75 or less. If you were buying school supplies, a binder, a ream of paper, a folder, had to be $20 or less. Really sort of restricted what you could and couldn't buy. This year, they have basically thrown all of that out the window. It's this idea that if we want to make things a little bit easier for parents who are having to go out and spend all this extra money for school, let's give everybody a break kind of across the board. First of all, it's been expanded from just 3 days to a week and about 2 days. It starts tomorrow, the 30th, July 30th, and this will run through Thursday, August 8th. So you get a week and 2 or 3 days to save money on this. In the past, remember I said it was a $75 item or less. Oh no, they have expanded that all the way up to a $500 item. Not talking about your total when you get to the register. Each item, if you want to buy a $499 pair of shoes, if you want to and if you could afford that, it would be sales tax free. Now, what does that mean? In the state of Ohio, our sales tax is 5.75%. But we know every county can then tack on top of that extra sales tax. Cuyahoga County, one of the highest in the state at 8% because of the extra that they tack on. And not only are we talking $500 items, this now also has been expanded to include restaurants. That is a first ever. That's huge. And we're talking about dine in. We're not talking about carry out and to go because you're not supposed to be paying taxes on that already. That is tax free in the state of Ohio. But if you go to eat in this next week to week and a half, you will have a sales tax free meal as long as each item again is under $500. So if you get a $510 lobster, first of all, take a picture and give me a call. But that would not be tax exempt. If that lobster was $499, it would be tax exempt. That's the expanded rules on this. And it opens up a lot more doors, a lot more opportunity for people to save. We're going to welcome in Gordon Geiger. He is one of the owners of Geiger's, which has become an institution in Cleveland and Lakewood and the area. Mr. Geiger, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Dan. Thanks so much for having me.
Gordon, thanks for joining us. As the owner of a business, last year was great. $75 or less, $20 on school supplies. Last year was great. What is this year?
This just is so fantastic. We still can't believe it. When we researched the changes, I was dumbfounded because it pretty much given everybody an 8% discount in Cuyahoga County on everything they buy for the next 10 days. It's fantastic. And especially for the independent retailer and independent restaurants that are dependent upon their traffic. And this is a busy time of year, and it's going to be great for about 10 days.
Of course, there are exceptions, and I should make sure I point these out.
Right.
It does not include, and very important, not tax-free over this next week and a half, not tax-free alcohol, tobacco, vape products, anything containing marijuana, motor vehicles. So you want to buy a motor vehicle for $110, not tax exempt, and no watercraft. So boats and jet skis, obviously not exempt. Also, no services, things like clothing alterations or car repairs. That is a service. What I thought was interesting that is tax exempt is shopping online, as long as you are charged for whatever you're buying during this next week and a half. And then if you have box services, think about those at-home dinners where they deliver the meal that you're going to prepare at home, HelloFresh, that kind of thing. Those will also be tax exempt. Now that we've got that out of the way, Gordon, you talked briefly about independents, people who own local businesses, who are trying to make a living, not as a chain, but locally. You want to encourage people to maybe think about our locally owned restaurants and shops over the next week and a half.
Absolutely. The time of year, this and the holidays, and especially that independents see increased traffic, need increased traffic to support their local neighborhood, support all the things that we do, the gift card donations, the little baseball teams and soccer teams that we sponsor on a local basis. All of that is subject to how successful we can be as independents. And knock on wood, we're doing a pretty good job, all of us. And but we just need that to be the forefront of people's thoughts. Go to an independent, try an independent. This weekend's the Lakewood Arts Festival. It's going to be fantastic in downtown Lakewood. Many independent retailers and restaurants will be involved with that. So think first and foremost, Cleveland shops, independents, and Cleveland independent restaurants.
And as you said, and we're speaking with Gordon Geiger, the owner of Geiger's Clothing. They do a lot of outdoor clothing, a lot of hiking type material, good stuff at Geiger's. You mentioned this earlier. This is basically an 8% coupon. Now, is an 8% coupon on any given day going to make me run out and buy something? I'm not sure that it would, but when this comes down to nickels and dimes and dollars and cents, this could go a long way for a family. Why is this an important holiday that's in the state of Ohio?
Well, the people are buying things anyhow for their kids. They're buying uniforms and athletic gear and just back to school stuff. But now they don't have to worry about, does it qualify, doesn't it qualify? They're going to be buying it anyhow, no matter if it's at an independent retailer or a chain. There's no one is getting charged sales tax on the applicable products. It's against the law for 10 days to charge sales tax, which just seems weird, but that's what it is. And like I said, it's terrific. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, doesn't that sound great? You brought it up in the past. Cleats, football cleats, would not be applicable, but the athletic supporter that a football player needs to wear under his uniform, yes, that would be applicable. And so as a parent trying to navigate all of that could be a headache when you're trying to budget for all of this. Mr. Geiger, we always give the final word to our guests. Over the next 10 days, people have this 8% coupon every day. Any item that's under $500, again, it's important. It's not that if your total bill comes to $600 for all the clothes and school supplies you're shopping, you will still get this, because we're talking any single individual item that is $500 or less applies here. You get the final word here on the topic.
Well, thanks again, Dan, for having me. Shop local, shop independent stores, and shop Geiger's. We'd appreciate it.
There you go,
Mr. Geiger.
Mr. Gordon, I'm supposed to call you Gordon. Thank you so
Please.
much for the time today. Good luck over the next 10 days. I hope you're so busy that you need extra help there at Geiger's. We certainly appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
All right, take care. Again, this is such a big expansion of this program. Highly encourage you, go to cleveland19.com, read the article I've put up today that really highlights what is, what isn't expanded to. Really, it comes down to kind of what we refer to as our sin tax items. Alcohol, cigarettes, tobacco, those items are not tax exempt over the next 10 days. But really the big one, restaurants. They've included restaurants this year. That's absolutely huge so that families can save money over the next 10 days and get ready for the school year. Don't forget, we have Operation Backpack coming up. That'll be next week. We like to get kids off on the right foot, and we'll be accepting donations. We'll be at a couple of different locations. We'll have more on that program that will run next week on Cleveland 19 when you watch our news throughout the day. Until then, I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News. Have a great day.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.